what do you tell the guys coming out of it?
Well, first and foremost, we're very proud of the seniors, all the hard work and the effort that they put in for 4 years in the program, and that's the main thing. Just wanted to thank those guys for their contribution to Destrehan football. They won an awful lot of games, and you know, noticeably, kids are very upset. It's their first time in 6 years we hadn't played past Thanksgiving, or at least the third round. You know, so it's certainly a tough pill to swallow, but give credit to Ouachita. They did the things necessary to win the ball game tonight.
Obviously, you guys had some kind of uncharacteristic miscues in the kicking game, also the fumble at the end. Kind of talk about it as, you know, obviously that kind of ends up kind of unraveling the season there.
Well, you know, it's never, whenever you lose a ball game, it's never one thing. You know, it's usually a combination of things. And again, I give Ouachita credit for coming down and making a couple more plays than we did. The punt return was huge, and I think that was a difference in the ball game. Now, obviously, the miscues on extra points.
From a standpoint of their defense, y'all's offense, what did they do at times to maybe make it tough for y'all to put up as many points as y'all probably would have liked to have, and then how much of it was them versus how much y'all kind of getting behind on some things and some penalties and whatnot that negated some plays?
Yeah, it's just a matter of us not being able to stay on schedule a lot of times, and so obviously when that happens, that puts you behind the chains, and you have to somebody has to make a great play in order to get the first, and so instead of just being able to stay within the offense and run what we'll normally run in those situations, and so again, credit to them. We just came up short tonight, and you know, back to work we go.
How much did their defensive speed disrupt your offensive game plan?
But they have a lot of team speed. They're really good on defense. Obviously, the guys up front set the tone, and you know, I thought that we moved the ball. Obviously, I thought that some things on our end prevented us from doing what we normally do offensively. So, you know, I thought that they did a good job, but I also thought that we did some things on our end that kind of prohibited our progress.
Talk about the impact, and obviously Berriman in the middle there. How much of an impact did that have? Because with him being able to kind of anchor there, I'm sure that kind of gave them freedom to do a lot more on defense.
Yeah, listen, you don't see kids like that very often. I mean, we were able to see Richard in the spring from Carr, and you know we see these guys up front, and you don't come across guys like that powerful, that can move that well in high school very often. And you know, it's a privilege to go against the great players like that, and you know, we take our hats off to them again for being able to slow us down tonight.
And then the last, the 4th and 6th for you guys, obviously kind of a tough break because I think Mac, it was a matter of, I guess, the injury. He had to sit out a play, I take it?
Yeah, so his shoulder came out of place, and he also cramped on the same play. And so he has to sit out one play, and it obviously was the 4th down, you know. So, but again, you know, they did a good job in stopping us and pressuring Jackson on that play, and they deserve to win tonight.